My name is Al Thomas. I'm a flautist and a vocalist, and I play in a band called Altrustic. I fell in love with jazz as a one-digit midget. My father was a drummer. My father was a drummer who played when he was in the military. He played overseas, and his claim to fame was he had the opportunity to play with Count Basie's band over in Europe. And he had to come home, and before he left, he threw his cymbals in the Thames River, and he never played again. But he had a great love for jazz music, and he had tons of records at home. So as a little kid, I grew up listening to John Coltrane and Charlie Parker and Miles Davis and Lou Rawls with a big orchestra, and all of the jazz greats, Wes Montgomery. So when kids were singing pop songs, I was humming the melodies to jazz solos. So it's my dad that gave me a great love for jazz. This time, make sure that I make more time. I'll do all these things for you, baby. This time, I'll be sweeter. You better believe that I'll be loving you more and more and more. I do a lot of singing. Instrument-wise, I started playing clarinet. And I started playing clarinet in 4th grade, and I played it up until high school. And I wanted to play in top 40 bands, and it's cool to play clarinet if you're in marching band or concert band, but if you're playing top 40, it's not cool, you know what I'm saying? And so I started playing flute in 10th grade, and I started playing flute as a dare. The best musician in my home room was a flautist, and he was a braggart. He always bragging about how good he could play. And I one day I just, anybody could play flute, and I knew that the fingering was the same on the clarinet and the flute. It's just different placement. And so you can't play it, and he put his flute together and he gave it to me, and I'm blowing it and blowing like crazy. I couldn't get a sound out of it, and he and his friends were laughing at me. So I took the flute and I went to the back of the classroom, and I knew that if you blow across the top of a Coke bottle, you get that ooh sound. So I figured if I could get that sound in a flute, I knew that I could play melodies because the fingering was the same. And so I messed around and got a sound out of it, and I started playing melodies, and the guy's friends said, look, he's playing, and I started playing. And that day, he got mad, took his flute from me, but that night I went out and bought a flute, and I've been playing ever since. If asked about my favorite instrument, it's kind of interesting because I play flute, but my favorite instrument is the tenor saxophone. I just love the tone of the saxophone, of the tenor in particular. I guess it closely resembles the sound of the human voice. And it's just some rich tones in the deepness and the highs that you get from it. It's a beautiful instrument. I really wanted to play saxophone when I first started playing an instrument in elementary school, and there were no saxophones available, so they said, no, we don't have a saxophone, but you can play this clarinet. And so that's how I ended up playing clarinet. And Some years later, I started taking lessons on saxophone, but I'd played flute for so many years that I was taking lessons and spending considerably more time on saxophone than I was on flute, and it messed up my armature for flute. And it scared me because it took me all these years to develop my sound with the flute, and in a real short period of time, I was losing that sound. I put the saxophone down and stopped taking lessons, and really never really took it serious since. Some of the challenges I face playing music are the fact that it's difficult getting engagements. Sometimes you find that people want to hire musicians, but they don't want to pay the kind of money that it's worth. Sometimes, I mean, I work a full-time job, and then trying to go from place to place and to play, and then it's difficult. You get there, you set up, you play, pack up, you get home, got to get up and go to work in the morning. I've been in a lot of different situations in terms of bands, and I had some good situations, some bad situations, and because of some of the situations I've been in, I've decided to be a band leader and take on the responsibilities. So it would be nice to just show up, play, and leave, and not have to be responsible. But I book engagements. I have the PA system. Provide transportation. Got to deal with club owners or whomever is hiring us. Got to pay members. Got to make sure everybody's there. Find out what their availability is, and if they aren't, I have to try to find. If they aren't available, I have to try to find someone who is to sub in. For different engagements. So I mean, those are some of the things that I go through. But all in all, it's still worth it. I just love to play. So you do what you got to do until you can do what you want to do, basically. Altrustic is a quintet, and it's myself on flute and vocals, bass Donnell Roberts, on guitar and vocals Pat Williams, on keyboards Alcides Philo, and on drums Steve Haywood. Altrustic's been in existence for about 4.5, 5 years. It's different configurations. I've had different players in the band. Different drummers, guitar, bass, and things of that nature. I'm really happy with the way it's presently constituted. It's interesting. Someone asked Bob Marley, "Who are the Wailers?" And Bob said, "Whomever play with the Wailers is the Wailers." So whoever plays with Altrustic is Altrustic.
My name is Alcides. I'm the keyboard player for Altrustic.
My name is Patrick Williams, and I play for Altrustic. I'm the guitarist.
My name is Donnell Roberts, and I play with a group called Altrustic.
Hi, my name is Steve Haywood. I've been playing drums for about 36 years.
What I love most about playing music is the feeling that I get from playing. When the band is really happening and people are into the music, there's no feeling like it. It's like a drug. I'm into the music. I'm in a zone, if you will, and I just feel good. I feel like I'm invincible. I can do anything, and the band is right with you and stuff. Someone may hit a chord, or the drummer may play something, or the bass player hits something, and you just turn around and smile at them like, "Yeah, I heard that. That was nice, man." And you look out at the audience, and people are feeling you, and you see the heads bobbing and stuff. And especially if they close their eyes, and you're like, "Yeah, I got them. I got them." It's just a beautiful thing. The interchange between the musicians and the crowd. Especially when the crowd's feeling it, because you feed off of their energy. If they have energy, that gives you even more energy. I've been in situations where I had to play, and it was just kind of dry, and nobody's really feeling it, and I'm tired, and band's tired, and it's all right. So we just kind of make it through the night. But sometimes there's those times where everything, all the stars are lined up, and you're just feeling it, and everybody's into it. Man, it's just a beautiful thing. You know, so it just makes you keep coming back.
All right, jazz music has been very inspiring for me. Matter of fact, it's when I first had my first experience hearing some jazz, that's what inspired me to play the guitar. Just because I heard Kool and the Gang back a while back. It was years ago, and the guitarists that I saw playing, they were playing some jazz music. And originally, Kool and the Gang was called Kool and the Jazz Gang. And I got a chance to see them live, and I saw the guitarist playing, and that's what inspired me to start playing the guitar. And when I heard that type of music, it just, it kind of just filled my soul, and I was so inspired by it. I just, it led me into playing the guitar myself. So here I am today. I'm playing with Altrustic, and I've been playing, like I say, for the last 3.5, 4 years with this group here. And we just enjoy ourselves, and we enjoy what we do.
Play jazz and R&B and straight ahead jazz. I've been playing my instrument roughly about 20 plus years, and I love playing jazz because it's so I can't even describe it. It's just it's so many things wrapped up in one. It's blues, rock, swing. It's just, jazz music is just filled with so many rhythms, so I enjoy playing, and I will be playing forever.
If I could compare music with a country, that would be Brazil, because the smell and the people and the beautiful women, beautiful beaches, and all the climate and the mood that music has in that country is what defines music.
I love jazz music because jazz it's an intimate, it's a soft type of music. You can just express yourself. It's like expressing yourself to a beautiful woman between the sheets. It's just excellent, excellent.
I've been asked what I would compare jazz to, and I don't know anything that I could really compare jazz to because it's so individual. I guess if I had to, I want to say a woman, but the woman would have to be multifaceted because jazz could be bold, it could be brash, it could be soft, it could be hard, it could be intimidating, it could be inviting, it could be invigorating, it could be sensual. There's so many dimensions to jazz and stuff, so it'd have to be a really beautiful, multifaceted woman.